All right, so what's up? I'm gonna tell y'all about my first and only time being in Chicago. And I did Chicago on no vacation type shit. Okay, so this is like a real street experience. Okay, where's who? Hey, let me know who's in here. Come back, whoever was from Chicago, bro. Well, let me fucking tell you about my first and only time being in Chicago. Try and tell you every detail that's relevant. It was funny as hell, but it was dangerous as fuck, dog. Like, I went there with somebody. I need a couple more people to get in, man. Who is it? Are you the dude from Chicago who was in the last live? Tap in, come in the comments. Who's in here? There was only like 2 or 3 y'all in here. That it don't matter though. I'll start the story once one of y'all. I want him to get back in here because this shit's funny as hell. I want to know what part of Chicago he's from. And he'll understand how fucked up of a scenario this is. All right, hey, so I'm looking for the guy who's from Chicago. I'm gonna tell a story about my first and only time being in Chicago. And it wasn't on no vacation shit. It was like some in the street shit. All right, is that you? Eddie, all right, where are you from in Chicago? Logan Square, Humboldt. All right, so is there SDs in Humboldt Park, isn't there? All right, this is a funny story. So I meet a black SD. All right, so hold on, that's further in the story. So my man's like, hey, crazy, come with me and meet some people. Just be a set of eyes. And I'm like, he's from there. And I'm like, okay, whatever, he's a stone, right? So he's like, yeah, come just, come be a set of eyes and just, meet some people. I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. But I got felony warrants. So I gotta be extra careful. I do not want to go to Cook County Jail. I don't give a fuck. You guys, I've been to a lot of jails, but you don't want to go to Cook County Jail. You just don't, you know what I'm saying? So even if you're from there, you really still don't. Even if you're tied with the gangs, you probably still don't want to go to Cook County, man, right? So I got felony warrants and I'm in like putting myself in the worst scenario out the gate. So I go with my boy. We take a bus there. We take the Greyhound, right? And so we arrive in Chicago and we get off next to a highway on like, I think 95th, and there's a McDonald's. You know what I'm talking about, bro? There's a McDonald's it's right off one of the highways. I want to say that train runs right by it. We ended up on 95th and Halstead, but that's not where the McDonald's is. Where is that McDonald's on 95th? So we get off right there, we get out the cab, we go from bus to cab. As we get out downtown, all of a sudden I see a smoker from Minneapolis. He's like, crazy, what's going on with you, man? And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't think I'd see anybody I knew in Chicago, but people from Chicago and Minnesota go frequently back and forth. Mind you, I've never been there. So we jump in the cab, I see a smoker, and I'm like, this is weird, man. I shouldn't be known anywhere in this city, and this smoker all of a sudden, it's like, what's up, crazy? Weird, right? So I'm like, didn't think I would know anybody in Chicago. So we jump in the cab, we get out on 95th, we go to the McDonald's, get something to eat. Now we're on foot from 95th, from the McDonald's on 95th, all the way to Halstead, then up Halstead, I think all the way to a Walgreens. And he's like, crazy, don't take another step. Don't move. Don't take another step. And this dude's like Debo's size, right? Been to the feds, and she's like, crazy, we don't go down there. He was totally comfortable. When we got to a certain point, he said, you don't cross that line. Do you know where I'm talking about, bro? Where's the McDonald's? Over there on 95th. All right, well, fuck it. I'll just keep telling the story. So we get swooped up by his man who was running kind of late. We shouldn't have been walking down the street that far. I think that was kind of dangerous in itself. But he was totally comfortable up until one point where he's like, just don't even walk to him. I think there's a Walgreens there. I don't remember what street it was. It might have been where it went from the 90s to 100. As far as like, I don't know. I don't remember. He just was like, don't fucking go another step. All right? So I'm like, cool. But I'm like comfortable though, right? Probably too comfortable. So yeah, I'm too comfortable. So, because I've been around this kind of shit my whole life. And I've lived in some grimy ass hoods around Minnesota, some of the grimiest. So I this isn't really unfamiliar to me, right? So as we're walking, this little kid jumps out. And he's like, hey, he's like the dirtiest little motherfucker I ever seen, man. I mean, I can't say that, but he looked like he was hella malnourished. He looked like he was like 8 years old, but he was probably 12 or 13. He's like, I got that kill, I got that dro, I got that dro. So my boy's like, caught me a sack, right? I was broke. My boy caught me a sack and was like, oh. So we get to walking. He's like, is that dro? I'm like, nah, it's cool though. He's like, what? It's not no dro. I'm like, nah, man, this ain't fucking dro. And he's like, man, you should go back there and beat that little nigga's ass right now, man. And he's like, fuck, man. So we just keep walking, right? So we buy the weed. The kid jumps out from like a crack in the store or something. It's like niggas hang out in the store and are allowed. That's weird. So he came out of the store, boom, sold us the weed. Shitty ass weed. He just looked crazy, man. Like he's just like a little ass malnourished kid, man. All dirty looking and shit. It was crazy. So he needed that money. I didn't even give a fuck if it was short, if it wasn't dro, whatever. Like it wasn't even my money. My boy was offended by that. Was like, man. So we're like, fuck it. We keep going. We get swooped up. And we get swooped up. Sorry, I had to backtrack in the story. That's something else that happened. So we get swooped up and we go to a hotel. Well, no, first we go a couple of places. No, first we go to the hotel. We go to the hotel. I walk in. It's like one of them Arab hotels. Like, you know how the Arabs be owning all the hotels? I don't know if it's like that in you guys' area, but place is just almost vacant. It's just weird. It's like maybe 4 or 5 people staying there. It's maybe 50 rooms, right? So we get the room at the hotel. We open the door. There's like dried up puke on the floor that's like been half cleaned up. Just grimy as fuck, you guys. And I'm like, oh, like, the fuck, right? So my boy, we end up getting another room at some point. But my boy, I think it was like the next day, though. It was fucked up. So my boy shot off and did what he had to do, right? So, and this is before I'm a felon and shit, right? So he leaves me at the hotel. Mind you, we don't have a ride or nothing. So I go outside to go to the store or something like that, right? And right as I get to the door, some girl's like, hey, you got some pills? She asked me for some type of opiate drug. I forgot what it was. And I'm like, hell no. No, I don't even get down like that. So I walk out the door. It's some niggas standing outside. They're like, hey, homie, we got that weight. We got that dro. And he's like, I got that dro and we got that weight. And I'm like, fuck, man, these niggas are already trying to throw me in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know me, right? If I bite on this, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys got, oh, it's a wrap. If they think I got anything, it's a wrap. They know I'm an out-of-towner. I'm wearing a twins coat. This is important because I didn't want to be mistook for a gang member from around there. So I intentionally wore a twins coat. So they knew I really wasn't from there, but that put me in a different scenario also, almost looking like a target, okay? So I fuck around. I go to the store. These niggas are like kind of on me, right? Not really though, but they're like in the fucking room across the hall from me, man. God damn it. I'm there, man. I don't got nothing, right? I don't got no strap. Man, none of that type of shit, right? So as I come back, I'm like, hey, I come back from the store. I'm like, hey, homie, man, like, man, all I got is $10, bro. Like, man, what's like the most I can get, bro? I'm hurting, man. Like, man, I wish I could get more. You know what I'm saying? So instead of having them target me, I just let them know, like, you can just take my money, but I want the weed for it. But I just let them know, basically, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no point in talking about weight to me. That weight talk, that's trunk talk. That's death talk. That's gun in your mouth talk. You bite on that, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So, and they might have had weight, but if I bite on that, it's a wrap. We're not there for that, right? So I make it back into the room, right? Now I'm kind of paranoid. Like, damn, man, like this is a fucking weird ass place, man. Like, it's kind of empty. The only people there are drug addicts and goons and shit. I'm like, niggas already tried to set the trap on me. I'm like, man, my boy ain't even there. I'm tripping, right? So all of a sudden, I get a phone call. My phone rings. He said, hey, crazy, man. I'm gonna send a bitch over there for you. So he sends the bitch over there, right? And I'm like hella paranoid, not off of him, but just everything, right? Especially any bitch, right? So I'm like gonna search this bitch, pat her down, all this shit, right? I open the door. She's more paranoid than me. She comes in the room. She searches everything in the room before anything. She like looks in the bathroom, makes sure there's not some niggas waiting for her. She thought she was coming to her death. And this is the point I'm getting at, you guys. Everybody I encountered in Chicago, when they first encountered me, they thought I was there to kill them. They thought I was there to kill them, you guys. They thought it was all set up shit. And they thought that, fuck, as soon as they saw me, I could see people's hearts just sink. And I'm like, what is this city about? Where you guys don't trust each other in any new face. You're either trying to rob them or you think they're there to end you. You know what I'm saying? This was really weird, you guys. So anybody from Chicago, whoever was in here from Chicago, I don't know if you're in the streets like that, but you should know this is really how it is these days, bro. Right or wrong. This is crazy, you guys. So I was brought as just eyes, right? Just an extra set of eyes, right? But he wasn't worried about none of these dudes. They were more worried about him. He's coming back from out of town. I don't know what the fuck they thought, but I could tell that people thought their lives were going to end. I could see the fear, right? Just even in like normal interaction. I'll explain this later. So the girl comes in the room. I don't even search her because she's more scared than me. She's like shook, thinks it's just the end of her life and still shows up for that money. My boy must have paid her or something. I don't know what it was. But so she comes in there, well, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever, you know, and so, you know, whatever, I get bobbed off and shit. And she leaves, right? And then at about maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, he comes bursting through the door, tripping. Like, man, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? He throws a Glock on the dresser, right? Throws a Glock on the dresser, and he's just heated. And I'm like, not even knowing what's going on, man. So he ends up telling me nothing and leaves. And he leaves the Glock, right? So I'm like, oh, thank God, right? I go and I grab the pistol. I open it up. It's empty. There's no bullets. And I'm like, fuck. What the fuck is this, man? Fuck, man. Like, it was the worst feeling in the world, man. Pulled the breech back. That motherfucker was empty. You can't buy ammunition in Chicago after like a certain time at night. So he's got a gun that's useless, comes and throws it in there. Now I'm like, nigga, what are you trying to set me up? What the fuck do I want to do with a fucking gun that doesn't have no bullets? We didn't have no discussion when he came in the room. He just tripped out, started tripping, and threw the pistol on the table. He didn't tell me what to do with it. He didn't say shit. He didn't tell me none of that. I just assumed it was for me to protect myself in any scenario, right? It's empty. It's empty. They go running off with the AR and leave the Glock, man. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? So now this situation went from like some routine shit to some fucked up shit quick. Obviously, if you're from Chicago, you know how frequently this kind of shit happens. What had happened is somebody was left something for him to get and they went into it. They dabbled into it. And it had been 2 weeks. And they fucked it up and turned it to trash and tried to hand it off, man. You know? So, hold on. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? All right, so he comes back with the empty pistol. And I'm just thinking that's like my savior, y'all, and it's empty. I'm just tripping, like, what the fuck? I don't learn the details of why it's empty and all this shit until later. So I'm just like sitting there contemplating, what the fuck am I even involved in at this point, right? Now, so at some point, my boy comes and he's got his homie with him, and he's a black SD, and he's from Humboldt Park, right? So his boy comes in, he sees me, and his heart just sinks because he's trying to figure out, I look like somebody from his gang, because most of them are Latino. I'm not Latino, I'm black, but I still look that way, right? And so when he sees me, he's just like, what the fuck? Am I about to get violated? Am I about to get smoked? Like, who is this motherfucker that looks like he's from my area, the Humboldt Park area, right? So he's just like fucking spooked, man. And once he knows who I am and what I'm doing, he's totally comfortable. He's laughing, he's cracking jokes. All of a sudden, his real character comes out. And this dude's a killer. This dude's a killer who just got out of jail, luckily beat a murder. These guys beat murders like traffic tickets down there, you guys. It's fucking crazy. You know, and it's not necessarily because they're smart. It's because their criminal justice system is fucking flawed, and they just don't do a good job with their homicide investigations, you guys. Bottom line, because motherfuckers be sloppy, right? So he had just beat a murder, so it wasn't like this dude was a coward or any type of shit, but he's like, was shook, right? So once he was comfortable, though, his whole personality came out. And that's what I kept noticing is everybody was so clammed up and scared when they saw me. They didn't want to talk. They didn't want to reveal anything about themselves. And that's a strategy. That's a strategy. Them guys are real quiet if they don't know you. They want you to talk and for you to reveal certain things so then they know what's up, because they don't want to reveal shit first. It's smart. You would think they were scared of you, but it's just a tactic that they have evolved to use in a place as dangerous as that, where everybody snakes everybody. Here I come. So now you get it? There was just, and I don't serve a purpose. Motherfuckers were not feeling that. Like, hell no. Why is it, like, who is that, you know? So, and I was really just a nobody in the situation. But I could tell that, like, nobody trusted each other. None of his guys really trusted each other. They didn't fully trust him. Nobody trusted each other. Everybody I encountered thought I was their demise. And I'm like, damn, this is a crazy place, you guys. So he ends up going into a house where every 2 or 3 houses on this block is burnt up. It's a place called Robbins, Illinois. It's grimy as fuck, maybe even grimier than Chicago. Who knows where Robbins is? I've been to Robbins, okay? So we're in Robbins. Cops are driving by. All the cops are black. They look gangster. In Chicago, the cops ride around 5 deep wearing baseball hats in Crown Vics. They look like fucking gang members. I shit you not. It's a fucking crazy place, you guys. Like, I've never seen really nothing like this, you know? I thought I had, but once, like I said, I've been in the hood a lot, but once I started to see certain aspects of this, you guys, I was like, whoa, like, damn, like this is a real dangerous place, man. For everybody to feel like this and to act like this, and I'm totally cool, you know what I'm saying, was crazy. But so my boy ended up working out the situation without anybody getting whacked. But the dude up top wanted a dude who fucked with the bag gone, just like that. And my boy was like, you know what? It's my fault. Because I should have been there 2 weeks earlier, man. And this is some shit. Because he's like, man, I don't want nothing. Like, this is my fault. I shouldn't have left it with him that long. Like, even though it really wasn't his fault, he took responsibility to save the dude's life who fucked up the bag. He saved his life and was like, nah, man, like, it's my fault, man. Because I should have been there a long time ago. I let this happen. So he was able to save dude's life. And that's hard to do, so you guys in these scenarios. You're from there, you know that's kind of like what gets you off, is fucking with somebody's bag, you know? And I don't know what happened afterwards. I promise you that. But I know for the time being, homie got him spared and was like, yeah, man, like that shit was my fault, man. So we got everything together. He did what he do, and I had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know exactly what it even was or none of that. Never seen nothing, none of that type of shit, you know? Which was cool because he kept me totally separated from everything. He kept me separated. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the night, we ended up at a bar downtown. So then we get to the cool part of Chicago, the live part where it's like downtown, you don't see none of this shit. Everything's high end, you know? High end, Al Capone shit, you know what I'm saying? Fucking nice ass little bars. We ended up at some fucking tequila bar downtown. Trying to make sure I didn't leave no details out, anything relevant. But yeah, we were there for like about 48 hours, just a regular, you know, street shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was funny, it was cool, but it was dangerous, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because we were like all throughout different little areas and shit. It wasn't like we were like sheltered by anything, you know what I'm saying? Ah, man, that guy, we trying to just not even, these guys, you know, they want to be, they don't want to fight, but they still want to try and somewhat get, yeah, Eddie, where you from? You said, you're from Humboldt Park, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So you know that this story's accurate as a motherfucker. Chicago's so dangerous that, like, everybody's kind of cautious of everybody. Nobody trusts anybody. I don't know how y'all live there, man. I mean, it's cool. It's cool because, like, it's just like a certain, I don't know, man. It's a certain lifestyle. All right, you guys. So, yeah, but that's, I guess so. No, that wasn't, the conclusion was we went to the bar downtown, had us some drinks. I met somebody and never chose to use never used that contact. Never, you know, and then come to find out he ended up getting indicted, you know, which everybody does. This is what happens. So, even though I met some people, I never went back to fuck with them and never utilized that situation. I was like, nah, I just don't want to get into that life like that, you know? Here we go with the troll, this Milk 7-4 troll and shit. You know, I know that's probably not Milk's goofy ass, but somebody smack him with the wrench, hit his ass over the head with the fucking wrench, nigga, like, bust him to the white meat. But yeah, you guys, so we jumped on the Greyhound, came back, got stopped on the highway. And why the fuck did that happen? I forgot. The bus stopped on the highway, and I'm like, get up. That was what I was there for. Wake up. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot what happened, but it wasn't the police, I don't think. I forgot what happened, but the bus kept moving. We got back, and that was it. You know? I didn't have nothing to do with anything else. I was just a motherfucker who was just there as a set of eyes. I didn't get involved with much. The fucking gun wasn't even loaded. That killed me. I'm like, damn, I didn't understand that. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you bring me here to throw me under the bus or something? Like, what the? Yeah, Mac Montana's a fucking, let's not, I can't, that dude, he's a goofy though. Like, there's 1,000 goofies that'll never end if we start talking about him now. I gotta go, I gotta get some shit together. But yeah, that was my experience with being in Chicago for like 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I covered everything, man. Everybody thought that it was just all bad. Like, it's a dangerous city. Nobody trusts anybody. Everybody tries to set each other up, and you can't put nothing past nobody, you know? Man, Eddie, I don't know how you do it, bro. You know? I don't know how you do it. But I guess if you just stay within, fuck with your own little people, and you got a decent crew, and y'all just stay 10 toes down, you can probably make it work. Chicago's a hustling ass city. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of motherfuckers that really know how to get dough. They evolve. They're criminals that evolve very fast. They're always up on like the newest shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just move fast when it comes to fucking crime. Like, they're very advanced. I'll give them that. They're very advanced, man. You know? But I feel like they kind of burn a lot of shit out. Like, they get a hold of some shit and they fucking go hard, and next thing you know, that shit's dead. You know? So sometimes I feel like they go a little too hard. There is such thing as going too hard, man. You know? But yeah, Chicago, man, is a hustling ass city, man. It's a big difference between certain areas. We were on the south side, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, I guess, one of the more rougher areas, but I didn't hear one gunshot. That's one thing I'll tell you, is I didn't hear. It wasn't like we were out in the street all night or anything like that either. We were just doing shit up in the hotel or else here or there, but I never heard one gunshot. Seen some guns, but didn't hear one gunshot, didn't see no drugs. You know? So I'm out, y'all.